250th anniversary of the English writer William Shakespeare's birth seemed like just the perfect time to do this. And as at June the 21st, 2014, 21 countries had seen the performance of one of the master's tragic plays. Now, it's one that always gives the audience goosebumps anytime it graces the stage. And today on Arthouse, we meet the cast and crew that dared to make the journey. Plus, we'll have so many other interesting things in the can. So stay glued to your TV sets, and I'll give you those details after this short break.
So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fearing to be spilt. The day we see Hamlet die in the theatre, something of him dies in us.
The Globe Theatre of London initiated a project to perform Hamlet in every country around the world in the space of 2 years. Since it began its tour, many countries have been part of this story, and now the troupe is here at the Muson Centre in Lagos to tell this tale to the Nigerian audience.
In a matter of minutes, the empty chairs are filled with curious heads, their gaze fixed on these thespians who have journeyed to foreign lands with one of Shakespeare's longest entertaining and philosophical plays, Hamlet. Eager to know how the actors are able to adapt to different societies while dealing with other issues such as performance venue and language barriers, that was the first question the gentlemen of the press had up their sleeves. So when faced with an audience still grappling with English, the way to go is to make them feel at home.
We like to do just a few words in their language just to ease them in. But in terms of the performance we're doing, I think we believe that if we make it as clear as possible, and if we make the relationships as clear as possible, then actually whether you know the language or not, it shouldn't matter. And I've seen Shakespeare done in foreign languages, in languages that I've not understood. But I think there's an awful lot that you can gain from watching it, whether you understand or not.
Ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Globe to Globe World Tour production of Hamlet.
The play has been dubbed one of Shakespeare's most popular works during his lifetime and still tops the performance list compared to his other works. Can't remember the storyline? Let's jog your memory a bit.
It's about the Prince of Denmark who loses his father, and he returns home to find that his mother has married his uncle. And through the course of the play he discovers that his uncle has in fact murdered his father, and his father asks him to avenge his death. And the play is basically Hamlet's wrestling with this dilemma about how to avenge his father's death, if at all.
For those who think the knowledge of the master playwright is gradually fading with time, especially among the younger generation, one of the actors, Matthew Romaine, begs to differ.
You know, Shakespeare's plays have been around for over 500 years. And if they weren't around for another 100 years, I would be very surprised. Because I think there will always be people who love them because Shakespeare is a great playwright. And if the average 10-year-old now doesn't know much about Shakespeare, I hope that they will at some point in their lives, and perhaps that is why a production like this is important. And what is really wonderful for us is when we play not so much to a theatre full of people who know Shakespeare and love Shakespeare, but if we can play to people who've never seen a production before, who might never get to see a production, then that makes it all the more special for us.
Nigeria.
Arthouse gets a chance to interact with the cast one-on-one. 3 of them were shown to the media as the others were busy with rehearsals.
Quick rehearsals, because there are 2 of us who play Hamlet, and everybody else, they play a multitude of parts. So we had 6 weeks for essentially to rehearse an infinite number of plays.
The only woman in their midst is Amanda Wilkin. She talks about what inspired the idea for the project and the number of countries which have seen this play.
We've done 78 countries so far. Nigeria is the 79th country, and we've learned so much in that time. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to travel and to meet people across the globe. Our set is flat packed into 16 boxes that we take with us. We normally spend maybe 2 or 3 nights in each country, and we don't adapt the play, we do it as we rehearsed it, but every audience is so different in really brilliant ways, and performing to different audiences is like an interaction with them, so we feed off what they give us. Some audiences very vocal, some quite reserved, but it's all brilliant. This experience has taught me to be a world citizen. I feel like when I hear things in the news now about different countries, I feel like I've been there. I know I can put a face to that person, and that's changed my idea of the world and what it means to be responsible, not only just from where you live, but responsible to the world.
Besides having an excellent director, the challenge for Matthew is ensuring he gets his lines right, because there is a lot of role switching here.
At first it was difficult because one night we play Laertes and Bernardo Guildenstern and Lucianus, and the next night I play Rosencrantz, Fortinbras, Marcellus and Osric, and the next night I play Horatio, Ronaldo, and you'll be in, there are scenes between 3 people, and I will play all 3 of them on a different night. So at first it was difficult remembering who you were and you want to say the other person's lines, but no, that's not me tonight. Don't say his lines. But then you get used to it, and it becomes part of the enjoyment of it is playing a new role each night, and now we're set in what we do, and it helps it.
Hold up your hands. My faith cries out in Hamlet.
Fantastic, very, very, very funny man, very, very clever. He has a real sense of storytelling, and where the audience focus needs to be in a particular moment of a story. So he's very good at telling stories, really simply.
It's showtime, and the buzz has attracted a large crowd of literary lovers. Some spell out their expectations before the show.
When you read something, you have a mental picture, and when it comes alive, which is also the actor's interpretation, it's another picture. So I guess all those pictures are just playing in my head.
It's a coming of age for Nigerian acting as well, that we can cross borders. We have been trying to cross borders. We have been crossing borders for a while, and it's getting better and better. We have Nigerian actors on the international scene. It's not new anymore. I get blasé about it. I think it's wonderful.
After the curtain call, the performance of the actors resonates from the comments of the audience.
It's spectacular. Doesn't that help you understand all that stuff you had to study when you were in school during literature? Honestly, it was so good.
I wish there were more, they could stay longer to see, for younger professionals, to see the need for skill. Because what you saw here tonight was incredible skill.
Watching them tonight and seeing the way they synchronized, I was so proud. I was very, very happy. I was so proud, and they really got me. I really congratulate them.
The actors themselves are overwhelmed by the acceptance.
We had a feeling it was going to be a big deal because Laddie being Nigerian, coming home, there was a lot of hype around him coming back. But we didn't expect the reception that we had. Everyone's been incredibly welcoming. The audience were fantastic. They were very, very much alive.
One even reveals a trick on how to remember lines.
Because we do it so much, and an athlete, would you say, how on earth do you run that fast? It's because you practice all the time, and it's like a muscle. I think that because you exercise it so much, it becomes much easier than you think. And actually, the learning of the lines isn't the hard part. Really, finding the characters the hardest part. doing the work to find that particular person, who they are.
Beyond the ovation of a play that is evergreen, the tragic moral of the story is equally as important as the performance itself.
You can just feel the excitement is already in the air. Okay, we're taking a break now. When Arthouse returns, Pungent Punctuations, an exhibition of paintings by George Igodalo at the Didi Museum. Join us again.